Welcome to our deep dive into the world's most dangerous prisons. Today, we'll explore the harsh realities and shocking stories from these infamous institutions. I've spent years venturing into some of the most unsettling corners of the world. But the places we're about to visit, well, they hold a unique kind of darkness. These are the prisons where rehabilitation seems like a distant dream, and survival is a daily struggle. We'll hear stories of despair and violence, but also unexpected resilience. We'll meet hardened criminals and those caught in the crosshairs of circumstance. We'll confront the realities of solitary confinement, gang warfare, and the psychological toll of life behind bars. So, brace yourselves, because we're about to journey to places where hope goes to die, where the air itself feels heavy with despair. It's not going to be easy, but it's important to look, to understand. Let's begin. Our first stop takes us to the desolate plains of Colorado, home to ADX Florence, a prison so secure it's nicknamed the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Imagine a place where silence reigns, broken only by the clanging of steel doors. ADX Florence is designed for the worst of the worst, those deemed too dangerous for even maximum security facilities. Inmates here spend 23 hours a day confined to their cells, concrete and steel boxes with little contact with the outside world. This is the world, inhabited by figures like Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and El Chapo, the notorious drug lord. Their crimes are etched in our collective memory. But what is life truly like in this concrete and steel tomb? We'll delve into the architecture of isolation, the psychological impact of such extreme confinement, and the stories of the infamous figures who call ADX Florence home. From the cold isolation of Colorado, we travel to the sweltering heat of Venezuela, to La Sabaneta prison, a place where the line between order and chaos blurs. Overcrowding, disease and violence are rampant within these walls. La Sabaneta is a stark reminder of what happens when a prison system crumbles under the weight of its own neglect. The 1994 riot, where over 100 inmates lost their lives, serves as a chilling testament to the volatility that festers within. We'll hear first-hand accounts from former inmates who navigated this brutal environment. Their stories are testament to human resilience in the face of unimaginable hardship. What leads to such a breakdown of order? How do people survive in a place where the rules seem to have dissolved entirely? Our journey takes us next to Rikers Island, a sprawling complex that sits in the shadow of New York City's glittering skyline. This island prison has become synonymous with brutality, corruption, and despair. For decades, Rikers has been plagued by violence, both from inmates and allegedly from the guards tasked with maintaining order. We'll speak with former inmates who have lived through the nightmare of Rikers, their stories echoing with the trauma of their experiences. How did this place become a breeding ground for violence? And what hope, if any, is there for reform? Our journey takes us halfway across the world to Thailand's Bangkwang Central Prison, often grimly referred to as the Bangkok Hilton. The name drips with irony, for this is a place far removed from any notion of luxury. Life here is harsh, with overcrowding and limited resources the norm. We'll hear the harrowing experiences of foreign prisoners who found themselves trapped in this system, their stories a stark reminder of the cultural clashes and legal complexities that can arise far from home. What are the conditions really like inside Bangkwang, and how do those who find themselves imprisoned there cope with the realities of their situation? In the icy expanse of Russia, near the Kazakhstan border, lies Black Dolphin Prison, a place where even the most hardened criminals are said to break. Named for the Black Dolphin statue crafted by its own inmates, this prison houses some of Russia's most dangerous criminals, those serving life sentences for crimes that chill the blood. Here, security is paramount. Prisoners are kept under 24/7 surveillance, escorted with their heads bowed and eyes fixed on the ground, never allowed to make eye contact with guards. This is a place designed to crush the spirit, to isolate and dehumanize. We'll delve into the psychological impact of such extreme measures. How do you survive in a place where silence is a weapon and hope seems a distant memory? Our journey takes us back to American shores, to an island shrouded in mist and legend. Alcatraz. For decades it served as the ultimate symbol of American justice, a fortress designed to hold the most notorious criminals. Alcatraz housed some of the most infamous criminals in American history, figures like Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. But it's also a place defined by daring escape attempts, stories that captured the public imagination and cemented Alcatraz's place in pop culture. We'll hear from former guards who walked the halls of Alcatraz, their stories offering a glimpse into the daily realities of life on the rock, both for the incarcerated and those tasked with guarding them. Our next stop takes us across the pond to the United Kingdom, to HMP Belmarsh, a maximum security prison that houses some of Britain's most dangerous criminals. Behind these imposing walls, a constant battle for control rages. Gang violence, radicalization, and the challenges of maintaining order in such a high-stakes environment are just some of the issues we'll explore. We'll hear from experts who have dedicated their lives to understanding the complexities of prison life, those who work within the system and those who study it from the outside. What are the unique challenges of running a maximum security prison in the heart of a modern city? We return to Venezuela, to San Juan de los Moros, a prison that stands as a chilling example of what can happen when the state loses control. Here, the inmates are in charge. They control the drug trade, the food supply, even the prison's judicial system. It's a dangerous and volatile environment where survival depends on navigating a complex web of allegiances and power struggles. We'll hear harrowing first-hand accounts of life inside San Juan de los Moros. Stories that paint a vivid and disturbing picture of a society operating outside the bounds of law. Our journey takes us deep into the heart of Mexico's drug war, to El Hongo prison, a place where the line between the legal system and the cartel blurs. This is a place where corruption is rife, where money can buy anything, even freedom. We'll investigate the influence of Mexico's powerful drug cartels within the prison walls, and how their reach extends far beyond. Through interviews with former law enforcement officers and those who have witnessed the corruption firsthand, we'll expose the dark underbelly of a system struggling to maintain control. Our final destination is Gitarama prison in Rwanda, a place that challenges our very definition of punishment. Overcrowding here isn't just a problem, it's a defining characteristic. Inmates are crammed together, their bodies a sea of humanity struggling for every inch of space. Disease is rampant and the conditions are so horrific that many inmates die within their first year. We'll examine the historical factors that led to this crisis and the impact this prison has had on Rwanda's already fragile justice system. How does a place like Gitarama come to exist? And what does it say about the human capacity for both cruelty and resilience? Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world's most dangerous prisons. We've witnessed the depths of human despair, the brutal realities of confinement, and the systems that perpetuate cycles of violence and despair. But within these stories of darkness, we have also encountered flickers of hope, the resilience of the human spirit, the individuals working for reform, and the ongoing conversation about the purpose of punishment in a civilized society. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the world's most intriguing and terrifying places.